So now we're going to move from merely matching to matching and extracting. So we're going to say, hey, I would like to not only have you take this template, this little pattern, the string pattern, regular expression pattern, run it across the line. I want you to give me all the ones that match, and I want a list of those. And that's what we're going to use the find all. So search gives a true false. Find all gives a list of all the strings that match. So if there's 4 of them, you'll get 4 things in the list. If there's nothing that matches, you'll get an empty list. So let's take a look at what we got going here. So instead of calling search, we call find all. We still pass in the string that we're looking through, and then we have our little template pattern. And this is a new bit of regular expression. Any little bracket operation, square bracket, is one character. That's just a character, but then there in between here is a set of allowed characters. So 0-9 means a single digit, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. But that's really one character. And then we have, so that's one character. And then when the plus applies to that, which means if we look at this whole thing says 1 or more digits. That's the code we write in a regular expression that says 1 or more digits. And we're just going to use that in our regular expression by itself. So we're going to look for any string that's 1 or more digits and pull it out and give it back to me. So it's going to look. So that's my little template. Stamp, 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 stamp. Oh, got it. Stamp, 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 stamp. Oh, got it. Stamp, 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 stamp. Got it. So what we get back after we ask find all to find all of the 1 or more digit strings is 2, 9, and 42. So it actually parsed it, it split it, it found all these things and said, I found them all for you, and here they are, 2, 19, and 42. So it's a list of 3 strings, because that's how many it found. Now, it might have found none, and we would have got an empty list at that point, but it found some. Okay, so just as an example, you know, we did this thing, we get 2, 19, and 42, but if I said this, that basically is an uppercase vowel, A, E, I, O, or U, so that's one letter, and that's 1 or more. So it's saying, you know, something like A would match, E, I would match, O would match. But if you look now, it's saying, okay, I'm looking for 1 or more, minimum 1 or more uppercase. A, E, I, O, U is a set of characters, 1 or more uppercase letters. And so it says, like, look, do you find, oh, there's an uppercase, but it's an M. No, 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 no uppercase, no uppercase, no uppercase, no uppercase. Found nothing, did not find anything, and so it gives us back an empty list. And so it's like, find all the things that match this, and the answer is none matched. Here's your list of nothing. Okay, and so you have to check. That's how you have to check even if you got something, because it's not going to return you false. It returns you a list with no items in it. Now, the way it works, like I said, it sort of is taking this template and stamping it across the line, stamping across the characters. Now, there's a behavior that might not be intuitive you at the very beginning, but the notion of what we call greedy matching, and that is when it can match more than one possible string, overlapping string, it chooses the largest overlap of the overlapping strings. And so the easiest way is to show this with an example. And we're saying, I want something that starts with an F with 1 or more characters and ends with a colon. So that's my little stamp, that's my template. So it starts with an F, good, that's good. 1 or more characters, da 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 da, have a colon. So that could be from colon. That would match. But look, I've got another colon here, and this is just continuing on with 1 or more characters and this. So the question is, do we get this or do we get this part, right? And the answer is, with greedy matching, is we get the larger of the two. Okay? And so what you get back is somewhat counterintuitive. You get the whole thing as the match, from colon using the. We could have got from colon, but the reason it picks this is this one's longer. So anytime it has a choice, it picks the longer one. And that's what greedy is, meaning it'd probably be better described as larger or tending toward the longest string or something like that. So you can, of course, suppress this behavior. Like everything in programming regular expressions, you simply add another character. And so now it's going to say, I would like to start with letter F, any character, 1 or more times, and then this question mark, this is still one little thing, non-greedy. Okay? And so that just says do it not greedy. which just means that it prefers the shorter of the strings. And so now it could still match this string or this string, but because it's been told to not be greedy, it chooses this string instead, and that's the string that we get. And so that's the not greedy, and you just add the question mark after the asterisk. So it's usually an asterisk question mark or a plus question mark, though that's a two thing. That's 0 or more characters non-greedy, and that's 1 or more characters non-greedy. Actually, most of the time, it seems to me that the non-greedy would be the more reasonable default, but that's not how it is. Greedy is the default and non-greedy is optional. Now, we can play some more with this stuff, okay? And so let's take a look at this little example where we have a non-blank characters, \S, 1 or more of those non-blank characters, followed by an @ sign, and then again 1 or more non-blank characters. So this is looking for strings that have an @ sign with non-blank characters on both sides. This is an example of where it sort of comes to this @ and it goes this way, and it does it in a greedy manner. And if you told it to not be greedy, it would give you this, these 3 characters. But we're telling it to go greedy, so it goes all the way to here and stops at this blank, and then stops at this blank. And so that's a nice little thing. Find the @ signs, go to the first blank, and pull that stuff out. And so that, with one little match, you've pulled this thing out. Now, of course, we've done that before with other techniques. So that's just another way to pull stuff out. Now, if we get this whole thing, but what if that's not exactly what we wanted? We can tell, we can give it a matching string that's different than the extracting string by adding parentheses. And so here's another example where we basically say, this is our string. We want to match from at the beginning, followed by a space, followed by, ignore the parentheses for the minute, 1 or more non-blank characters, followed by an @ sign, followed by 1 or more non-blank characters. So this is also going to, if there's no from, it's not going to be looking for that, right? So it demands the from is here, so it matches that, and the space is demanded as well. And then it says, oh, non-blank characters, great. I got an @ sign, great. Non-blank characters, oops, stop there. And so this is what's going to match. Now the key is that we don't actually want that back in our extraction. What we really want back in our extraction is this part right here. So what we do is we put parentheses in. Parentheses are code, they're code in the regular expression world. Parentheses say start your extraction and end your extraction. And so when you do this with a parenthesis, when you do it, without a parenthesis, you get the whole from, right? Without a parenthesis. Oh wait, no, okay, that doesn't have the from in it. So, but if you do that with the parenthesis, you match the from, but you only get this bit to come out as well. So you can add this to make the matching part more precise, but without changing what you get returned, and you specify what you want to get returned with the parentheses. So next I want to show you just a couple of different ways to use these newfound skills.